Leaving public accounting was one of the biggest career shifts I've ever made. And honestly, it felt like stepping into an entirely different world. I spent nearly 5 years in public accounting as an external auditor. Recently, I made the leap into an industry role, now working as an accounting manager in the finance department of a Fortune 500 company. If you've ever wondered what life is like on the other side, I'm going to walk you through 6 major differences that I've personally noticed since stepping away from public accounting. Some changes were amazing, others not so much, and a few I really honestly didn't expect. So one of the first changes I noticed, and honestly one of the biggest, was timekeeping. So in public accounting, every minute of your day has to be accounted for. 15 minutes drafting an email to client A, logged. 2 hours preparing deliverables for client B, logged. 1 hour of admin work, logged. Because firms bill clients by the hour, you're constantly tracking your time down to the smallest detail. Now, no one's counting. I don't track my time for individual tasks. As a salaried employee, I actually don't even log like when I start or stop working. It's kind of refreshing, but that said, old habits kind of die hard. I still catch myself glancing at the clock all the time, hyper aware of how long I've been on something, almost like my brain hasn't gotten the memo that we've moved on from timesheets. And then the next challenge was around the hustle culture. In public accounting, there's a hustle culture. Staying late, that's almost like a badge of honor. Weekends, often fair game, especially kind of during busy season time. Industry is different, at least in my experience it has been. The focus is more on getting the work done without like sacrificing some of your work-life balance. So deadlines are often more flexible because you're working for one company and not multiple clients. And then since starting this job, I haven't really worked a single weekend. And honestly, that's been kind of like one of the best changes compared to public. So public accounting was constant motion, like juggling clients, last minute requests, and a to-do list that multiplied faster than I could cross things off. And so in industry, the pace is still steady, but it's more predictable. There's time to dig into projects without like feeling you're racing, stopping like a stopwatch every single day. So yeah, a lot better in that regard. So thirdly, here's something I really kind of didn't expect, and that's actually the age difference. So in public accounting, most of my coworkers were in their 20s or 30s, with a few of the like partners or senior leaders who'd been around for much longer. So in my new role at the ripe age of 30, I'm one of the youngest on the team. So most of my coworkers are in their mid-30s to mid-50s. Age is just a number, of course, but it does shape like workplace culture, right? So different generations kind of bring different perspectives, communication styles, and also kind of priorities. And then like one thing I sometimes miss kind of about public accounting actually is the constant kind of push to level up. Like the career ladder is pretty fast. It's always like learning, developing new skills, and preparing for that next promotion. Whereas like industry, it feels more static, People often stay in their roles for years unless someone like retires or leaves or they change companies. So there's kind of less in built-in urgency like to move up. Like that doesn't mean that people aren't like talented. Like I've worked with very smart, like many very smart people in the industry side of things. But the emphasis around like innovation and advancement isn't quite the same. It's just not quite as strong. Another difference is that in public accounting, your clients change, your projects change, and even your internal teams change. Like I'd be working with one group on a job for like, let's say client A, then an entirely different group for client B. So that meant variety, like different personalities, expectations, and workflows. Like if you didn't, click with someone, odds were you wouldn't really have to be working with them for long. So in industry, it's a little bit different. Like I work with the same team every day, so that makes it easier to build kind of deeper, more trusting relationships. But it also kind of means if personalities clash, you really feel it. So for me, the consistency has been a big plus. Yeah, overall though, it's still been nice. It's nice to not have to relearn everyone's working styles every quarter. But again, some different things to kind of consider there. So, and then kind of lastly that I've noticed, public accounting offers built-in variety as well. We were talking about variety of people, but like in this variety, meaning even though the core work is similar across clients, the companies themselves bring some unique challenges. So like every engagement feels a little different. In industry, especially during like month-end close, like the work is more repetitive. Like the process is the same each month. So for me right now, it still feels fresh, right? Because I'm learning a ton and still somewhat new. But over time, I can see how this could feel a little bit, less dynamic and less dynamic for others as well. So do I miss public accounting? Sometimes. Yes, I miss the variety, I miss some of the fast-pacedness and the energy of being surrounded by super just ambitious and like goal-oriented people. But at the same time, I love that I no longer work nights and weekends, right? And just I'm happy I just no longer, and like just, longer hours in general, I don't have to worry about as much. Like I love the deeper relationships that I've been able to create with my team that's sometimes hard with public. I really love not tracking every minute of my day in 6-minute increments. So that's been extremely nice. But ultimately, both paths have like their pros and their cons. So it's really about like what you want at this stage in your career, honestly. Like I'm so grateful for my public accounting experience. And I'm excited to keep growing in this new chapter of my career as well. So for me, at least for me at this time, like I'm glad that I made the leap. But again, I'm still super grateful for my public accounting time as well. So those are the biggest differences I've really experienced moving from like public accounting to industry. Some shifts were exactly what I'd hoped for. Others surprised me. And all of them really taught me about like what I really want in my career. And so if you're considering making the leap, I hope this gives you kind of a clear picture of what to potentially expect. And maybe even the confidence to take that step when the time feels right for you. And I wish you a wonderful day and good luck on your journey. Bye-bye.